Now, Josh Skule, former FBI Executive Assistant Director for Intelligence and the CEO of the National Security Service company, Bowwave. Thank you for being here. We don't know a lot, right? This is a developing situation, but start with the brazenness of this crime. 7 o'clock in the morning, a busy New York City street surrounded by cameras. One FBI agent put it as a high-risk crime. Help us understand the nature and the seriousness of this.
Well, obviously somebody lost their life, so it's very serious in that regard, and it certainly looks like he was targeted. And I'm guessing that police have a reason to believe that it was targeted, in the sense that they likely approached the victim and then fled on a predetermined route. What I'm hearing is through Central Park. He was masked. He didn't look to rob him. And so this was a target of the CEO. And now police are trying to figure out why he was targeted.
What is the level of threat to the general public, given that they do think that this was targeted?
I think the threat level to the general public is pretty low until that person is cornered or discovered, and then that certainly ramps things up, because desperate people do desperate things. And so looking to escape and through any means necessary, when he is discovered, will be a threat to the public. However, the NYPD is one of the most professional police departments in the world. Their investigators are top notch. So I think they will resolve this relatively quickly. And they already have gone out with the fact that this was targeted, which means they have some theories and have been working this for several hours.
How critical might the digital evidence, Josh, be right now? Any potential threats leading up to this?
So there's multiple mediums that'll be critical. Tracking the subject's movements and where he came from and how and the approach and the exit, and then following that through his escape route as they're gathering video evidence, is critical to this investigation and figuring out the direction of flight. Other digital evidence, such as working with the United Health security team to see what threats came in, what were targeted to the CEO's personal social media emails, and the family's social media and emails, and threats that were portrayed against the CEO, will be critical in uncovering who this might be.
I'm thinking about how busy it must have been around 7 o'clock in the morning outside of the Hilton, and it happened relatively quick. So the gunman had to know, one, who his target was, what they looked like, and how would they have known exactly when he would have been there?
Well, certainly that leads to a level of planning. They knew the investor meeting was going to take place. Undoubtedly, they have done some work on the front end, knowing the CEO was going to be there. This leads me to believe that somebody that was known the pattern, and this was not a random act of violence. So there, in addition to that planning, they would have to know when the CEO was going to be around that hotel and have done some sort of surveillance to know that.
Tactically speaking, what's going on behind the scenes to try to catch him as soon as possible?
So right now, you mentioned the crime scene. The crime scene is probably relatively reduced. They've figured out, recovered shell casings and done other forensics in that area. They're collecting all the video evidence, and as well, New York City has a wide network of cameras for which they're reviewing and tying in video evidence from storefronts and homes and other things right now. So that's one aspect of what's going on, in addition to the witness interviews at the scene. NYPD is undoubtedly working with the security department to uncover what I mentioned before, the threats coming into the company, understanding who made those threats, what were the most egregious, and focusing on those. They're also conducting interviews with the family members and close associates to determine, did the CEO feel like he was threatened? Was there any employees that have been recently let go? Were there any slights that were levied against the company that could be determined to be a threat to the company? And they will be running those leads down as well and interviewing those people.
How closely will they be looking, I mean, one, at the video, but two, the body language of the video of the gunman prior, and how long he may have been in the area before this all happened?
They'll be putting together a complete timeline. When did they first pick up that the gunman was sitting outside the hotel, trying to backtrack where he came from, how he got to the scene, how he planned his escape route, when he delivered the bike that's being reported, and then how he exited. So the NYPD will be putting together a comprehensive timeline, which will be critical for the ultimate prosecution, but also uncovering who did this.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.